Good evening, everyone. My name is Julian Jeriko in Jeriko Show. All right, guys. So, as you guys know, that foreign language is important for us right now. People need to know other language, at least English, as universal language, so we could be able to communicate with people from other countries. But sometimes people still get so scared when they are learning some foreign language. Some people are shy to use their foreign communication skill. Some others scared they may do some mistakes and many other reasons. That is why at this moment I'm not alone because I already invite some researcher that already conduct some study about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Yohanes KR.
All right, thanks, Eric. Good evening. My name is Yohanes Kurniadi Risamasu, but you guys could address me KR. I graduated from my master degree at the UK 3 years ago, and I was the author of an exploration of learner foreign language anxiety in the Indonesian university context learner and teacher voices journal article.
Thanks for the quick introduction, KR. So without any further ado, let's move to our discussion. So my first question is, why you conducted this study in the first place?
All right, Eric. So as you know that foreign language is important nowadays, but just like what you already stated before, some people are shy to use their foreign language communication skills, and others are scared that they make some mistakes. That is why I conduct these studies, and I want to know what kind of things that might cause the students anxiety while learning foreign language, and how do we overcome that so the student scores could be better. And I look it from the both point of views, learners and lecturers itself.
Wow. All right. Nice purpose you got there. So you try to identify their problem first and overcome the situation later. All right. After that, my second question is, what kind of method did you use and who are your participants?
So for the learner, I already got 119 questionnaire that fully answered from my previous studies about FLA, which stands for Foreign Language Anxiety. From the result, I could divide them into three categories. So I divide them based on their scores as LA or low anxiety, MA or medium anxiety, and HA or high anxiety. So I take 2 person from each categories based on their gender. I take one male and one female from each categories and invite them to some interview in Bahasa that lasts for 20 minutes. By taking different gender from different categories, I hope I could get some diversity from their answer. For the learner, I invited 12 English lecturer, but because of some other reason, it ended up with 6 teacher, 2 with bachelor degree, and the other 4 was with master degree. So we are doing focus group discussion, divided into 2 focus groups.
Oh, so there are a lot of data that you gather from there, right? Could you share to us about what kind of things that you got from your interviewee and what kind of topic that you guys share in both of focus groups discussion? And could you share us what kind of finding that you got from the study?
All right. So what I got from it can be divided into 6 big themes. You could read it from my journal. The first big theme are anxiety can be either debilitating or facilitating.
What do you mean by that, and how you can conclude that?
This is what I got from the focus group discussion. From the first focus group, they already got their opinion that stated that the student's anxiety debilitated the student's study. For someone in low anxiety, tend to leave their assignment because they think that perhaps it was too easy for them. The that I got from the second group discussion, they said that it could facilitate them. Why they said that? Because if there are anxiety, it means they have to overcome their anxiety itself. That is why they support that anxiety could facilitate the students. Some of the students with medium anxiety also mentioned that their anxiety made them more care about their study.
Well, I think there is some good content that you got from the first term. So it means it doesn't only debilitate the student study, but it could be also facilitate themselves to be better. So what was the second terms that you got?
The second terms that I got are some teachers attribute influence FLA or foreign language anxiety.
And the reason?
Well, some students with medium anxiety mentioned that they prefer to have more interactive teacher that could blend in with the students rather than the teacher that only focused on the materials and didn't chill at all while teaching. It's also true, based on the study that I got from Efyong in 2016 and Trang and Moni study at 2015, that stated that social skills from the teacher are affecting the students' learning anxiety.
Oh, so that is why you said that the teacher also affecting the students itself. I hope the future students could improving their social skills so the students can be more enjoy the class and didn't have any learning English anxiety. Well, what you got from the third term?
The third theme was students' perception on teacher attention and effort in class influence FLA or foreign language anxiety. So attention from the teacher to the students, it is important. Some of teacher in the first focus group study said that it was important to walk around on the class and ask them questions that didn't relate the study, something like how are you or asking about their day, also important. So the student could be more relaxed in the class. Some of the students from the medium anxiety also shared that he was enjoying the class with the right teacher. Some students in high anxiety also shared that their teacher tend to focus on the students with great skill rather than the students with low capability.
Oh, I see. So the teacher also have important role itself to make the students be more comfortable in the class. The more teacher pay attention to the students, the more relaxed the student will be. All right. So what you got for the fourth term?
The fourth one, where students' lack of proficiency was attributed to high FLA or foreign language anxiety. So based on what I got from the first group discussion, I could conclude that the students' proficiency itself could affect their own anxiety. If they have lack of proficiency, it could raise their anxiety. If they have nice proficiency, it could reduce their anxiety itself. So some of the students with high anxiety admit that their low capability made their anxiety rise. This is also same based on the study that Frank and Moni in 2015 stated, where the students had to consider to increase their foreign language capability because proficiency could achieved by increasing it little by little. And they need to be more confident with their own self.
Well, I think that is was true. The main point were the students itself, just like what you said before. The students also the main key to this thing. It means that they need to make their own anxiety to facilitate them to be more diligent towards their study. The teacher also could help the students to increasing the students' confidence.
Exactly. And the fifth theme is the use of Indonesian in class was attributed to low FLA.
I strongly agree with that. If they study using their own language, of course, it will reduce the students' anxiety.
Well, of course, we could agree with that, but some some of the teacher on the focus group said that it was only used as the exit way when the students really having some problem with speaking or didn't understand any explanation that the teacher gave. Some of them in focus group 1 mentioned that the students will easily understand with the purpose of the class if we are using Indonesian language. So they are agree using the students' first language to tell them the class purposes rather than using English all the time. Some of low anxiety students said that it was really good when the teacher mixed language between Indonesian and English because it could help them to be more easy to communicate and explaining something that really hard.
Yes, of course, it was to make them easier to communicate if using their first language. But what is your opinion about the Indonesian language used in the class?
I think it was good to use it when only to say something that's important or explaining something that's hard to understand, as long as they didn't use it in the whole class.
And then why you said that as long as they didn't use it in the whole class?
Well, I hear someone said in his seminar stated that the more you read, the more you could write, and the more you hear, the more you could speak. So the teacher also could encourage the students to speak by let them hear.
Maybe he got some good point there. Well, we should come back to our topic. So, what is your last theme?
My last theme, wait, excuse me, can you say that again? Your question?
Mm, mm, what is your last theme?
Oh, my last theme, group works were attributed to low FLA, but they should be done with caution.
What do you mean by that?
So here's the thing. Group work is got to reduce the students' anxiety, but sometimes there is someone unruly on the group. Perhaps someone that distracted by something else and didn't focus on the group work, but the group work itself didn't effective. I think it's only effective for the students that diligent. That is why the students have some important role. That is why the teacher have some important role to watching over the group works and always tell the students that everyone have to talk while presentation or at least give some ideas or they didn't get any score.
Well, sometimes people will hate that kind of person and didn't care about person like that. So it will be hard for unruly students like that to change.
Exactly.
All right. So your finding in your recent study. Now let me ask you something about this. How could you say that your study could contribute to the world?
Well, I think you already hear all my explanation. Now let me ask you back. Do you think how it will contribute to the foreign language study?
Mm, okay, if you ask me to, I think I could conclude that it could contribute to the world after the teachers know what kind of things that help to reduce students' anxiety in using foreign language, and we hope the future studies the students could motivate to speak more even if they have their limitation. The students also could responsible about their own study. For example, they should spend their time to self-taught themselves to use English and learn it by their own, or having some group discussion with their own to help them improve together. By the way, did you have any suggestion to all the teacher and the students after we discuss and how to overcome their anxiety?
Exactly. That is why I hope the students could help their own self to be more responsible with their self. Don't create your own anxiety, but if you already did, now try to overcome it by yourself. Well, I hope all the teachers out there could help their students to overcome their foreign language anxiety by doing what just we have discussed. We, as a teacher, need to pay more attention to our students because both the students and the teacher is the main key on how to overcome this. Just like what the students with high anxiety mentioned, that the teacher tend to more pay attention to the students that more skillful than them. That is why the teacher should pay more attention to those who need help, and the teacher need to improve their social skills so the students could be more relaxed while taught by them. For the students, I think they need to be more confident with themselves. Everyone have their own capability. That is why we need to improve ourselves a little bit every time so we could get rid of our anxiety about our skills itself.
Okay, KR, thank you for the time. I hope this conversation can be useful for teachers and also for the student to facing their anxiety feeling in the future. So, for those of you who want to ask, you can send your question to our email at jericho@gmail.com. And goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day.
Goodbye.